From his return to the sport with Alpine to his move to Aston Martin, this is the inside scoop on Fernando Alonso's comeback to F1. Let us tell you about the legend. Alonso burst onto the F1 scene back in 2001, and it wasn't long before he started making waves. In 2003, he won his first Grand Prix in Hungary, becoming the youngest driver to do so at the time, but that was just the start of his meteoric rise to fame. In 2005, Alonso became the youngest double world champion in F1 history, and then went on to defend his title in 2006. It was an incredible achievement and cemented his status as one of the greatest drivers of his generation. But it wasn't just his championship wins that made him a legend. Alonso had some epic battles with other F1 greats, including Michael Schumacher, KimiRäikkönen, Lewis Hamilton, and Sebastien Vettel. He wasn't afraid to push himself and his car to the limit, and his determination and grit always shone through. In total, Alonso racked up an impressive 32 race wins during his F1 career, along with numerous podium finishes and pole positions. He was an incredible driver to watch and always kept us on the edge of our seats. Let's talk about Fernando Alonso's break from Formula 1. After years of battling it out on the track with some of the biggest names in the sport, Alonso found himself frustrated with F1 in the 2010s. He spent 5 years without a race win and eventually decided to retire in 2018. But that doesn't mean he was done with racing altogether. No way, this guy's hunger for speed and success never died out. Instead, he took on new challenges in other racing series like the IndyCar Series, Le Mans 24-hour race, and Dakar Rally. In 2017, Alonso participated in the Indy 500 and shocked everyone by qualifying 5th. He led 27 laps of the race before ultimately retiring due to an engine issue. Then in 2018, he won the 24 Hours of Le Mans with Toyota, and then did it again in 2019, becoming a 2-time winner of the iconic endurance race. But he didn't stop there. Alonso also took on the Dakar Rally in 2020, and although he hadn't won, he still showed off his skills by finishing in 13th place overall. We're back to talk about the one and only Fernando Alonso and his return to Formula 1 with Alpine in 2021. Unfortunately, things didn't go as smoothly as he had hoped. Alonso struggled with the Alpine car and had a difficult time getting up to speed. He finished the season in 10th place and with just 17 points to his name. But that didn't stop him from trying again in 2022. This time around, he had a better season, finishing in 9th place with 52 points. However, Alonso is a true competitor and he wasn't satisfied with his results. That's why it came as a surprise to many when he announced that he was leaving Alpine at the end of the 2022 season, turning down a contract extension and joining Aston Martin. Alonso is hungry for success and is willing to make the move to a new team to try and achieve it. As always, Alonso will be battling it out with some of the best drivers in the world, including the likes of Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen, and Charles Leclerc. But if anyone can do it, it's Fernando Alonso. He's a true legend of the sport, and we can't wait to see what he'll achieve next. Alonso's move to Aston Martin. Alonso's decision to leave Alpine after 2 years with the team came as a bit of a surprise to some, but it's clear that a 2-time world champion is hungry for more success in Formula 1. So why Aston Martin? Well, it seems that Alonso was lured by the team's ambitious plans to win races and championships. And who can blame him? Lawrence Stroll, Aston Martin's boss, has invested heavily in the team's new factory at Silverstone and brought in some seriously talented engineers to help build a competitive car. And if Alonso's performance at pre-season testing is anything to go by, Aston Martin could be a real force to be reckoned with this season. The Spaniard set some impressive lap times and looked comfortable in the car, suggesting that he's adapted well to his new surroundings. Of course, it's still early days and we won't know for sure how well Aston Martin will perform until the first race of the season in Bahrain. But there's no denying that Alonso's move to the team has generated a lot of excitement among fans and pundits alike. We're eager to see what Alonso and Aston Martin can do this season. It's always exciting to see a team on the rise, And with a driver as talented and determined as Alonso behind the wheel, who knows what could happen? Challenges for the 2023 F1 season. Alright folks, buckle up because we're heading into the 2023 F1 season, and boy, do we have some challenges to face. The FIA has introduced new rules that restrict drivers from making political, religious, or personal statements during any F1 event. This has caused some backlash from drivers who want to express their views and have their say on important issues. It remains to be seen how this will impact the drivers and the sport as a whole. But that's not all. We have a jam-packed schedule of 23 races over 9 months, which is the busiest in the history of the sport. Some drivers have expressed their concerns about the hectic schedule and the impact it could have on their physical and mental health. However, our boy Alonso has taken it all in stride. As he always does, he has a positive outlook on the difficulties and is excited to get back on the track. But let's not forget about the competition, folks. With teams like Mercedes, Red Bull, and Ferrari constantly improving, it's going to be a tough battle for Alonso and his new team at Aston Martin. Nonetheless, he's already shown some terrific performance during pre-season testing, suggesting that Aston Martin could become a top team this season. So, what have we learned about Fernando Alonso's comeback to F1? Well, he made his return with Alpine in 2021 and put in a decent performance, finishing 10th in the driver's standings. However, he wasn't contented with that and decided to make a bold move to Aston Martin for the 2023 season, citing the team's ambition to win and hunger for success as key factors in his decision. And based on his terrific performance in pre-season testing, it looks like he made the right choice. But can Alonso really return to the top of F1? It's a tough question, given the competition and the challenges he faces, including the busy schedule and new rules around political, religious, and personal statements by drivers. However, we can't forget that Alonso is a 2-time world champion and one of the most talented drivers of his generation. Plus, he's got a positive attitude towards the challenges, saying that he loves what he does and that the sport is in good hands with its leaders. So, will Fernando Alonso win another championship? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure, he's not going down without a fight. Whether he's driving for Alpine or Aston Martin, he's always going to give it his all and push himself to the limit. And as fans of the sport, we can't help but admire his determination and passion. Here's to another exciting season of F1 and to Fernando Alonso's quest for greatness. Hope you learned something new today. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. We'll see you in the next video.